In this video, I'll be showing you how to create and send an email marketing campaign to your contacts. Before you start creating a campaign, you need to choose who you want to send it to. If you're sending to a specific group of contacts, as in they're ticked in one or more groups, then you can do this through the email marketing tab and creating a new campaign. However, if you're wanting to do a search on specific criteria in your contacts and build up a custom list that you want to send to, you'll need to do this through the contacts section first to build your custom audience. You can learn more about searching your contacts and building custom audiences in the other tutorial videos. So now what I'm going to do is create a new campaign via the email marketing menu. So you just go into email marketing and then create new campaign. Now the first step is to give it a name, specify who it's from, put in a subject, and then optionally you can select a template or you can just start with a blank email template. So here we'll give it a name. Now this name here, your audience won't see this. This is just stored internally within Mantis Mail so that you can look it up and duplicate the campaign or look at statistics for it. Over in the From drop-down, you can choose whether you want it to come from the default agency email address, which is set in your preferences, or you can select a specific salesperson or staff member that it says the email is from. This way, if anyone replies to the email, it'll go directly back to that person. In the email subject, this will be the subject line in the actual email when it arrives in their inbox. We've also set it so you can put emojis within the email subject line. Emojis really help with converting the open rates on emails, and we've found that it can usually give you up to about a 60% increase in open rate on your email campaigns because they really stand out in the inbox when they arrive. To select emojis, you simply click where you want the emoji to appear and then click the little smiley face, and here you can go through different categories to select different emojis. Once you've got an emoji in the subject line, you can actually highlight it and you can cut and paste it to wherever you want, and you can add as many emojis as you want. Now over on the Choose a Template, we're going to select the weekly listing template, which is the template that I set up in the tutorial video for setting up email marketing templates. Once all that's selected, then we click Continue. This has now created the campaign, so it's ready to edit and send out to your target audience, or you can edit it and save it and come back to it any number of times that you want to before sending it. The first thing I'll show you is the preview text. So here you can type in usually a sentence or a couple of sentences, and this will appear as a preview under the subject line when people are looking at the emails on their phones. So this is another great way to really summarize what the email is about and encourage people to open it. Underneath this is an Add Listing Information area. This is where you can actually add a listing or multiple listings to your email. So here what we're going to do is we're going to select residential for sale. We're going to select a listing and then click Add Listing to Email. This refreshes the screen and loads the listing into your email. It will always put the listing at the very bottom of your email, but you can easily click and drag this to any position that you want. So say for instance, we want this to appear under new listings for the week. So we just click on that, drag that into position, and it's there automatically. As you can see, when I added this listing to the email, it automatically took the main photo, set this here, set up the heading and the first couple of sentences from your description, and a view details button. This all happens automatically, so it's quick and easy to add multiple listings to your email. And when people click on those listings, it will take them through to a listing details page with the photo gallery, all the information about the listing, and a contact form where they can submit their details as an inquiry on that listing. When they do submit those details, they'll then automatically come through into your inquiry section, the listing inquiry section on the left-hand side. And if you have it set up for inquiries to be automatically emailed or SMS'd to the agent, then that will happen too. Also, as it's coming in as a new inquiry, it's treated just like any other inquiry. So if you have any automated workflows set up or autoresponders set up, they will trigger off too. Now we're going to add a couple more listings to this email campaign. Okay, so now we've added a few listings to this campaign, and we want to drag them into position. So we just click and drag each one of those listings into position. We want to get rid of this text block here. So just click in it and click the delete icon. Now up here, we want to put in information about a feature property of the week. The first thing that we want to do is we want to add a video in here. So you simply click Add Video URL. Over on the right hand side, it then brings up the content property for this video block. And we'll just paste that in there. And then just click on something else. And you'll see it automatically creates a thumbnail with a play button for that particular video. Now we're going to enter a description. And then we're going to click in the link box here. So we're just going to put in the link that we want this to go to. So this may be a landing page, or it may be the listing on your actual website. Okay, so now we've created the email. We're ready for this campaign to go out. The first thing that we can do here is click Save Updates, and this will save this campaign. So if you want to send it out later or continue working on it later, you can. So we'll just click Save Update, and this indicates that those changes are saved successfully. Now we can continue working on this, but I'll also show you how you can get into this campaign if you exit out of Mantis Property and come back later. So to do this, you just go into Email Marketing and Edit Campaigns. Edit Campaigns will show you any existing email campaigns that have not been sent out. If you're logged in as admin, you can then select whether you want to see everyone's campaigns or just campaigns set for specific salespeople or staff. So as you can see here, we have the campaign name, Weekly Summary, which is the one we've just created. Okay, so now if we scroll down past the campaign, you can send yourself a preview here. Just put in your email address. It'll default automatically to your account email address, and then click Send Preview. And that'll actually send you an email showing you exactly how the email is going to look when it goes out to the campaigns. The only slight difference with it is it won't have the unsubscribe information at the bottom of the email, which is automatically added when it goes out as a campaign. We also have this blue box here that explains about ensuring that your email gets through spam filters and gets the highest delivery rate possible. There is a free service that we talk about here called mail-tester.com. You can basically click on this website address, and then it'll give you a special unique email address that you can send your preview to. It will then in real time score that email and let you know out of 10 what the score is that it'll think it'll pass through the spam filters. It'll also give you recommendations. For instance, if you're content looks a little bit too spammy or doesn't have enough text or too many images or is using words that would be picked up by a spam filter, it'll warn you about that. So we do recommend that you try this out before sending out your campaign, just to ensure that you get the maximum delivery rate possible. Now, if we scroll down here, this is the Send Your Campaign area. So this is where you can select a bunch of different options as to who your campaign will go out to. The first one is the Restrict to Salespeople. So here, if you select a certain salesperson, then it will restrict it to only go out to contacts that salesperson owns or is connected to. The next section under here is Custom Audiences. This is where you can select one or more of your custom audiences for this email campaign to go to. Now, we have another video in our tutorial section that talks about what custom audiences are and how to set them up. But basically, a custom audience is a saved search where you've set specific criteria in the contacts database to then create a list of people that meet those criteria, which you can then send out your campaigns to. Underneath this are your groups. This is where you can select one or more groups for the campaign to go to, and it'll go to all the contacts in those groups. Scrolling down here, this big green box here allows you to calculate how many recipients will be receiving the email campaign. So this is a great way to check after you've selected your groups or your custom audiences. You can check exactly how many people the system will send to based on whether they have valid email addresses or not. And finally, the bottom section allows you to send the campaign. So you can either click Send Campaign Now and it will send the campaign out immediately, or you can schedule the email marketing campaign to go out at a specific date and time. Once you do this, it will then just queue up and send out at that date and time. So this is a great way, for instance, if you have a bunch of campaigns that you want to send out, but you want to prepare them all and schedule them all at once, and then you can go away and know that they will be sent out at those days and times. So what I'm going to do here now is show you something with the scheduled campaigns where we'll set this to a date in the future. Okay, so this now tells us that the campaign has been scheduled. What you can do now is, if you want to edit or review the campaign before the scheduled date, then you can go into Email Marketing and Schedule Campaigns. Here, if you're an admin, you can then select whether you want to see the scheduled campaigns for everyone or just specific staff or salespeople. And here I can see I've got an existing campaign. I've scheduled it to go out on this date. The groups that I've selected it to go out to is just this custom audience. And I can see here that it will be going to 2 recipients because that's how many people I have in this particular custom audience. Here, if you decide that you want to edit or cancel it, you just click Cancel Edit. Now this gives me an opportunity to come in here and I can make changes to the email. I can also change who I want it to go to. So say, for instance, I've decided I want it to still go to that custom audience, but I also want it to go to a bunch of groups. And then it's saved the scheduled date and time, so I can click the schedule campaign again for it to go out on that initially selected date. Or if I've decided that I'm ready for this campaign to go out immediately, I can just click Send Campaign Now. So that's basically it for sending a campaign. As you can see, it's quite easy. Everything's pretty self-explanatory. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to access your statistics, which gives you great insight into your campaigns, showing you the open rate, who's actually clicked on which links within the campaign, and other really valuable information on your campaign.